guys, Zambina here and welcome back to another speed build video, and I'm so glad that you're here. Now, as you've probably already seen, this video, just like my last one, is someone else's shell that I'm just building into and furnishing basically, and some of you might recognize this because this is actually Lilsimsie's December shell challenge. Now, I basically did this just for fun. There are so many incredibly talented people following that woman. I did not ever expect that she would see this. I just did it for fun because I really like shell challenges. I was going for a Victorian type of look. I'd like to think I sort of succeeded. I don't think the house shape is the best for a Victorian, mainly just because I think a Victorian house is a bit more of a rounded shapes usually, I feel like, at least on some of the corners, which this one doesn't have. I do add some more rounded shapes with the balconies that I put on though. But other than that, I quite like it. I use quite a lot of Strangerville objects mainly for the exterior. The doors, windows, columns, fences from Strangerville are really, really good for this type of build. And I was surprised, like, I'm not built a whole ton before. Like, I built some stuff, but like I have said in my last video, I am just kind of starting out to learn properly how to do it, so I don't really have a good image of my head of which pack is good for what, at least not yet. I'm hoping that'll come. But I was surprised. I didn't really think of Strangerville as a pack that would go with Victorian, but it does. Maybe not so much the interior stuff, like the buy stuff, and like flooring and wallpaper and stuff, but the exterior stuff, like this, perfect. Great, amazing. And here you can see I'm adding some rounded shapes to these balconies and these columns. They're great, they're beautiful. You did see me as well struggle a bit with the windows. I wasn't quite sure what style, if I wanted to go for like the domed windows. I'm still going to be struggling with the windows. The window struggle isn't quite done yet. I wasn't really quite sure what style I wanted to go for with the windows, but in the end I do end up going for mainly just the straight windows, like not the pointy ones, not the ones that are pointed at the top, except for the wee windows in the bathrooms because they're tiny and they fit the best there. And I did cut out me doing the floor plan as well because, well, this video was quite long already, and I feel like it's boring, and it was pretty quick. Like, I figured out the floor plan off camera anyway, so even the footage of me doing the floor plan, not very long. Yeah, but this is also a family home, small family home, just 2 parents and a child. And yeah, here I am putting the exterior trim on. I don't know, how do we feel about this green? Do we like this green? I kind of like it in a weird way. Like, I love green, and I love like the brightness, like how almost obnoxious it is. I don't know. Do we hate this green? I like it, but I'm not sure how other people feel about it because it's quite out there. And here I am starting on the landscaping. The landscaping here is very lush, very nice. It's, in my opinion, if I can toot my own horn, the landscaping is very nice in the sense that it's just a lot of plants, a lot of greenery and plants and flowers. I didn't want it to look overgrown. I just wanted it to look like they're really into plants. They really like it, but I still want it to look like maintained, but I don't know. It might end up looking overgrown. I feel like I wanted it to look intentionally overgrown. Is that a thing? I suppose it is. But I really just went with what felt good. I didn't think too much about what I put down. I feel like landscaping is something that a lot of people, or that I hear builders talk about how they struggle with, which is fair enough. It can be difficult, but I've just always felt like I can just be quite random with it, and as long as I keep some sort of consistency in the types of plants and don't put down every single bush in the game, on the same lot, it works for me. And then again, this is what I like. This might not be what other people like. Like, other people might think this is horrible and horrendous and ugly and, you know, to each their own. But I just feel like landscaping for me, like when it comes to like putting down the plants and stuff, things like that, it's never been much of an issue. Like, my issue is usually the interior. The interior is what takes me a while, and not just because I clutter everywhere. I doubt myself a lot more with the interior than with landscaping. But then again, I guess you have fewer options for landscaping, so it's easier to not doubt yourself, I suppose. But yeah, I basically fill in this whole back area with like under vegetation, which did end up becoming a problem later on because I realized I didn't know where to put the bin, because I've put fence all around and then hedges outside of the fence, and I was like, where does the bin go? Because I didn't want to put it back here because I end up putting like benches and a fountain back here, and I don't want that to be right next to the stinky like garbage bin. Like that seems unpleasant. But it was a little bit of a, it was more towards the end. It was a bit of a, now what? I've built myself into a bit of a corner here because I have to have a bin somewhere. But I did figure it out. But it was just funny because I don't know. I wasn't thinking when I was doing it. It was just plants were the only thing on my mind. And as you can see, I'm dotting some of the lavender all around. I love the lavender bushes. I love them. I think they look really, really pretty. And one thing that I will say is I'm pretty sure I use a lot of debug here. I don't think exclusively debug, but a lot of debug. I didn't have to because it's not like I have some sort of price limit for this house. But I like using debug because there are some options there that we don't have, you know, in the actual catalog, and I like using those because it feels a little different, and it just, I don't know, it just feels nice to use debug. I'm used to it when it comes to plants and things like that. Debug is what I'm used to using. It's just where I'm used to going for plants, and because I now have the, what do I know? No, I don't. I'm lying. In this video, I don't have it yet. I have it in the next video. I have the Organized Debug mod by Twisted Maxi. Well, it's the Better Build and Buy mod, but it includes the Organized Debug, which means all your debug stuff is much easier to find. You can clone it, you can do all these things that you can't do with regular debug, but I don't actually have it in this video yet. I haven't installed it yet, but in the next video I will have it, and let me tell you, it is a game changer for debug. It is so good. And here you can see I'm just adding some dirt on the ground and under the plants, things like that, just to add a bit of dimension. I think it looks really good. It makes it look more realistic. And here I'm adding some outdoor furniture. I'm putting some benches. I'll put down a fountain back there as well. A wee bird bath. Gotta have a bird bath, especially with all these plants. Be lovely. Couple of benches back here. I realized that these benches won't really see the sun that much because they're like not really where the sun goes, and they're under a huge tree. But I suppose they'd be good if, you know, you need some shade, but they're not. There's not really any good space in this lot if you want a lot of sun. There is the top balcony, but right at the end I end up putting a roof over it because I was looking at some reference pictures and it looked more Victorian that way. Like, I felt like it was more common for Victorian style homes to have even the top balcony be covered. You know what I mean? And we are finally into the interior. I cut out me doing the floors and the wallpaper because, yeah, again, video was long, and also you're going to be seeing them through the rest of the video, so I figured it wasn't too important to watch me actually put them there. And now I'm working on the kitchen. I wasn't really sure, up until I started with the kitchen, I wasn't really sure what style I wanted for the interior in terms of, did I want it to be like properly old-fashioned to match more Victorian, or did I want a bit of modern in there? And I decided I did want a bit of modern in there, hence like the modern looking fridge. And I know the stove is old-fashioned, but it's like I wanted it old-fashioned-ish in that cozy kind of way, but not to the extreme. Like, they have a modern fridge, they will have a TV, computer, things like that. Like, it's not that heavily like committed to the style of Victorian. And the kitchen is basically taking shape just now. I'm going to be cluttering it up because I am me. And here I am also replacing the, what's it called, the saucer light in the ceiling with a proper lamp, because I do like this yellow light. It's cozy. I know some people don't like it. I like it. And putting down some shelves that I'm going to be cluttering up as well. Struggling a little bit with having them like glitch through each other because I don't want the flickering, because I find it annoying and I know other people find it annoying. And as you've maybe seen once or twice, the stairs railing is glitching through the wall a little bit. I do end up putting a painting over there, quite a large painting, mainly just to try and cover that up, because I wanted railings on the stairs, but I realized that that's a bit annoying to have that just come through the wall. You can only see it sometimes, but it still felt better to kind of cover it up. And here I am starting my clutter process. I feel like kitchens always take the longest for me to clutter up because there are so many options, and I always feel like there is usually quite a lot of clutter in a kitchen. You know, it's kind of the center of the home. There's a lot of stuff going on in there. You need a lot of stuff for cooking, for food, whatever else. I just feel like there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the kitchen. You can see I've kind of piled all of the items I want to use onto the wee island there. Because I kind of like just going through the debug menu and just picking it out all at once, like everything I want to have in there, and then placing it. I feel like that's more efficient. I don't always do that. Sometimes I'm just trolling through the debug menu and just going bit by bit. But this feels, I don't know, somehow faster and more efficient. I don't know if it is. It probably isn't. It's probably just one of those things that you feel like it is, but your brain is just playing tricks on you. But yeah, I'm clearing up this cabinet over here. I really liked how it looked. I really liked how it filled up that corner really well. It fits the style. I love that golden tea set. I think it's adorable. I think it's so cute. And of course I add some plants because there wouldn't be my build without a plant or 2 or 50. And now I'm going to be cluttering up the counters over here. This little dish drying rack, which I think is really cute. And I'm going to be cluttering up the area over here in the corner, and then also the shelves. But I really like how this kitchen came together. It's quite small, but I think it's very cozy, and this house is only built for a family of 3 anyway, so they don't need a huge kitchen. Like, this is all they need, basically. I was picturing, when I was building this, I was picturing 2 mothers and a daughter. Not sure why. I think I didn't really have an image when I started, and then as I built the bedrooms, I was like, the kids' room is very, very, it's going to be very stereotypically pink. And then the bedroom, I just kind of pictured 2 mothers in there, but that's just what I picture when I build. It doesn't matter really to anyone who might want to play in this house. But yeah, I really, really like these shelves and how they look over like the counters, over the stove. Sometimes it's a bit of a struggle to find stuff to clutter with when you feel like you've used everything, especially stuff that needs to fit on a shelf, because not every piece of clutter will do that. But now I am finally done with the kitchen, and I have moved on to the dining area, and I am struggling with the rug a little bit there. And here I am going to be using a trick that I learned it from Miss Simrino, but I believe that it originally came from Lilsimsie. And it is basically a way to make a smaller piano, because as we all know, the pianos we have in the game are ridiculously large and no one has space for that. unless you live in a mansion. But what I did there was basically I used 2 console tables, you face them against the wall, and you raise one up above the other a little bit, and then you put the City Living keyboard, I think it is, into them like that, and so it is fully functional. I have tested this, so it's fully functional, but it looks like a normal upright piano, which is really something we should have in this game. Hint, hint. But we don't. So that's a good way of making that. So I did not come up with that idea. I believe the original idea was Lilsimsie. That is what I've been told. If that is wrong, I apologize, but that's what I've been told. And I decorate a little bit more. The curtains, I usually find curtains a bit of a struggle because I feel like we don't have enough of them. And the ones we have don't always come in great colors. Then again, I do not have every single, like, pack. So there's probably more out there that I don't have. No, I know there are more out there that I don't have. But I always just feel like curtains, we're a bit lacking in curtains, I feel like. I don't know, Am I crazy? Am I demanding too much? And I added the wee globe bar there, as you saw. It's not technically a bar, but like, come on, it's a globe bar. It's a globe, and then you lift it up, and there's booze inside of it. That's what those things are. And I'm decorating the top of the piano a little bit, just to make that corner a little bit more interesting. I put that mirror there. I really like it in that yellow golden swatch. It really fits with the room. And now I'm just going to be putting up some art, some various wall decorations. I sometimes feel like the art we have in the game is a little bit lacking. Don't get me wrong, we have some amazing, beautiful stuff, but I have been sort of semi-considering lately to use the no CC gallery paintings. If you don't know what that is, it's basically paintings made in Sims by a sim that are painted from reference. So people upload CC, they paint it, they have their sim paint it by reference, and then they upload the actual painting to the gallery. And even if you use that painting, which is technically, I guess, custom content, it doesn't flag it as CC on the gallery. But I know there have been issues with that lately because there was a patch that fixed it. That was a while ago though. And I don't know if they've found new ways, but I've never used any of it. But I've been watching a lot of Kate Emerald lately, and she uses it in pretty much every build nowadays, I feel like. She really loves it, she speaks very well of it, and it looks great. It's great to have these like unique pieces of art in your build, and it makes it look really special, and you can find so many things that fit really well in with whatever style you're going for. So I've been considering maybe dipping my toe into that at some point, because I do feel like sometimes you're just using the same pieces again and again because there's only so many that you like and only so many that fit in with what you're going for. You know, sometimes it feels like we need more art. But anyway, I have now finished with the dining room and I have started to work on the living room. I did go back and forth on the color scheme here a couple times. I think I probably cut it out because I was quite indecisive about if I wanted this color scheme or a more blue one. But I ended up going with this one. I think it fits. It's quite, you know, sophisticated and calm and things like that. And then you still have the pop of color of green from the curtains. I did also slightly struggle with the layout of this because I felt like that the love seat that's off to the side, it looks awkward. It looks a little awkward, and how it's just so separated from the rest. But for me, that was like, that's where you would sit and watch TV, you know, like, because the TV is going above the fireplace, or it is above the fireplace. And I played around with a few different layouts off camera, and this was really the best one I could do because I couldn't really finagle it in any other way, at least not anything that I was happy with. But I hope it's okay. I hope it doesn't look too weird. I put I think I put a console table behind the love seat as well to kind of make it so that you don't walk into like the back of a couch as soon as you walk in. You know, that feels a bit weird. And I'm redecorating the top of the fireplace. You saw me decorate it already, but I changed my mind and I wanted to decorate it a bit differently. And this red shelf, I use it quite a lot. It's the OMSP shelf. It is absolutely a lifesaver for clutter. I have a link to the mod in the description if you would like to download it, because it is so great. If you love cluttering, it's absolutely a lifesaver, and you should download it if you haven't already. And now I'm just putting up some more art pieces here, various bits and pieces, just to kind of dress up the walls a little bit. I will be putting down some plants as well. I do like those. I always like it when you can get paintings that like are, I don't know, symmetrical isn't the right word, but like matching, because that's also something that I feel like we're lacking. Like, you have this one painting, like especially with the smaller ones that are like stuff that can go like on either side of a window, on either side of like a fireplace or whatever it is you're going for. And then you have a nice one, and then you don't have like another one that matches. So if you want the same one on the other side, you're just gonna have to put the same one, because there are no swatches that change the actual picture. Some of them do. Don't get me wrong, some of them absolutely do. But I feel like there's a lacking of, like, there's not enough of those either. And that can sometimes be annoying and frustrating when you have a look you're going for and it's not working. And I put these drapes over the door. I thought they looked really nice, and I did it in the kitchen as well, just in a slightly different color. And here on both sides of the fireplace, I am doing that thing that I really like doing, which is I'm taking decorative pots of various kinds, and I put plants in them. Like, I put just the regular plants that have like other pots already, and I size them down, raise them up, finagle them a bit, whatever way I need to make it look like they're in that pot. Which to me, that's like, it makes it look like almost like a completely new plant, like, you know, because you're so used to seeing certain plants in certain pots and things like that. But doing it this way, for me, feels like, you know, you're getting a bit of new stuff, and it makes it feel a bit more fresh and a bit more unique, I think. And now I'm working on the hallway a little bit. Struggle a little bit with the windows here for the curtain placement. They did not want to cooperate. Not really. And I put the coat hanger there, the umbrella stand. Always gotta have those. And I have the wee shoe rack. And I believe I put a mirror on top of it as well. And I do, as you can see over there, I put the bookcase out in the hallway because I could not fit it in the living room. I tried to put it like on that bare piece of wall, basically to the left of the group of couches, but it just didn't look good. It poked out too much. I didn't like it. So I moved it out here because I thought, no, it's fine. There's a wee chair here, and you know, they can just go and take a book from there and go sit in the living room. You know, it's not like it's far to walk. And I put a wee cabinet. I think it's a cabinet or a dresser up against that wall there, but I do end up changing that out for a grandfather clock later on. And that door by the stairs that goes to the tiniest bathroom, it is literally just a toilet, because I wanted to do something with that space behind the stairs. And if I had laundry day at this point in time, I would have put laundry in there, like a washer and dryer. But at this point in time, I did not have laundry day. I have it now, but at this point I didn't have it. And so I thought, I'll just put a toilet in there. There isn't even a sink. Like, they'll have to go out and around the entire way to go and wash their hands in the kitchen. But I don't know. It's something, you know. And here I am cluttering up the bookshelf a little bit. I love just filling in the gaps in the bookshelves. I think it's really, really nice that we have, you know, gaps we can actually put stuff in, like plants and various decorations. I really, really like doing it. And I was just, again, trying to go for like an old-fashioned-y theme. There's definitely repeat clutter in this build, but I think a lot of my builds are going to be guilty of that. And now I am upstairs. I am working on the parents' bedroom, and I'm going for this kind of yellowy orange muted theme. And as you can see, I'm keeping the dark wood tones pretty much consistent throughout the build. You see, I'm struggling a little bit with the windows here and also the colors of the curtains. I do believe I end up changing them to an orange though. And I think this room turned out really, really cozy. I mean, the warm yellow tones are probably helping quite a bit, but I really like how it turned out. And as you can see, they've got a door to the balcony in that little corner there. It's a little bit claustrophobic, I suppose, but it's just so they can get out. They basically got a private balcony out there just for the parents. And like I said, I pictured this being the bedroom of two mothers, two women, but obviously it does not have to be that at all. It can be whatever you like. And I've got, give them a dresser, I think I put a little seating area, a mirror, an easel, and obviously tons of plants. Well, not tons. I think there's 2 or 3 in this. Can't go overboard with the plants all the time. Like, I feel like I go overboard with the plants outside rather than inside. Because inside I often don't have the space. If I had the space, like maybe one day I'll build a huge mansion and just make it plants. Just everything will be plants. That would be something, right? That would take absolutely ages, but I think I'd probably love it. And I put these drapes over the bed. I think they look really nice. They make it look really fancy. And here I'm trying to decide what to put in the corners, the plants, and I'm putting some art down. And as you can see in that corner over there, I didn't put a plant, I put that wee corner shelf thing. I think it looks really nice. I think I used this several times in this build. It just fits really well. Like, it matches the wood perfectly. It fits the style because it's like old-fashioned and really nice looking, and it's perfect. I really, oftentimes it's like an empty corner, I'll throw a plant in there. In this build it was more an empty corner, I'll throw that in there. And then obviously I have to go back on my word because I changed my mind. I changed my mind and put a plant there. Oh god, this is what happens when you wait for a long time between building and actually doing a voiceover. But now I am working on the daughter's room, and as you can see, it is pink. It is quite pink, and I believe hers is the only room that does not continue the dark wood trend. Obviously it is on the floor and the walls, but she's got white wood throughout her room. And it's very stereotypically like girly while still being like a little bit old-fashioned. I do end up giving her a smaller desk, like one of the one-tile desks, because I moved the door over because I wanted a little bit more space out in the hallway. So you can see I've moved the door over, and I've also decreased the size of her bathroom by 1. Just because I wanted a little bit more space in the hallway, because I wanted space to put a desk in the hallway because I couldn't fit it in the parents' room, and I wanted them to have a desk. I feel like this is a bit of a trend that I have. I give the kids a computer desk, but I don't give the parents one, like in their room. They have to use like one in a common space, which I guess is fine. This is, I was quite proud of this. It took a while to finagle. I put these dividers here to kind of, I'm not really sure what they're dividing her from because it's just her in the room, but I thought it looked really nice. It made it feel a little bit princessy, almost like you have the divider with the drapes on it. It made it feel really, really cozy. Like, I would love to sleep in there. Like, it would feel so, like, you know, cuddled up and private, and I think that would be really, really nice. I would love to sleep in there. And then I give her a wee backpack, because I do think I pictured that it was a child, not a teenager. Like, I feel like this is more of a child's room than a teenager. Maybe like an older child or a preteen, maybe, if we had preteens, but we don't. But, you know, you can pretend. You can pretend that that's what it is. And I put that lovely, wonderful mirror from Jungle Adventure there. Jungle Adventure really has some of the best build items. Not the best, full stop, but it has some really, really good ones. And here I'm just cluttering up the top of the dividers because I thought they looked a little empty and I wanted it to be stuff on them. I believe these are technically bookcases, but I don't believe she can reach them up there. But I mean, there are bookcases downstairs, so I don't think it's the end of the world. Just putting some of those wee animal statues, some wee photos, and the candles. And then I'm just cluttering up her desk a little bit as well. I am a compulsive clutterer. There has to be clutter, or I am unhappy with life or with my build. Yeah, I think that's pretty much her room. I do, yeah, swap out her chair, and then I'm starting to work on the hallway. I did initially put a chess table there, but I end up putting the chess table outside on the balcony that door to the right there leads to. So that's basically the, I don't know, family balcony, I guess, because everyone can access it. There's that shelf. I knew I used it again. And I think I end up putting a little bit of a seating area up there as well, because, you know, I needed something to do with that corner. It's quite nice, you know, one of the parents can sit and work on the computer, and the other one can sit in that chair and maybe read a book. Or if they have guests over, you know, sit down over there. It's nice. It's nice. I really like it, and I put quite a lot of plants up here, I think. There's quite a lot of them, especially in that corner by the stairs. I didn't really know what to do with that, so I just put down plants. And again, I'm playing around with the blue color scheme a little bit. I do believe I end up changing the chair back to the previous color. I played around with it a little bit, but it was a bit too blue, and it didn't really fit. It was a bit too, like, yeah, and it didn't work for me. But I did keep the blue on some of the plants and stuff, so it's good to have like little pops of different colors. I do believe I cut out all the bathrooms except the master bathroom, which is like the ensuite from the parents' bedroom. Mainly because, well, A, this video was already pretty long, and also because they look the same. They're the same. They're blue. I love blue bathrooms. That's going to be a thing in many builds. Going to be blue bathrooms. I think the only thing that's different is obviously the daughter's bathroom is a little bit smaller, and she has just a shower, whereas the parents have a shower tub combo, as you've seen right here, and she has a little bit of a pink accent going on in her bathroom, whereas the parents just basically just blue straight through. Ha, that rhymed. You can probably see glimpses of the daughter's bathroom, because I'm eye dropping a few things from there just to get the same things, because like I said, it's the same type of items, but they'll be in the screenshots. Which, speaking of which, I think we're coming up on the screenshots pretty soon. It's just me finishing this bathroom, and then I'm going to be putting the roof over the top balcony. But yeah, I cut out me finishing the balconies because there's not a lot going on there. There's some seating areas, a chess table, like I said, a lounge chair, which I can't actually sunbathe in because it's under the roof. The screenshots are coming up very, very soon. This build is available on the gallery. All the information for that is available in the description. In the description is also links to the mods that I use, various other things. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any thoughts, I would love to hear them in the comments below. And I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye!
I've been fighting tooth and nail, felt it deep just to see it fail. What I know versus what I feel, what is hope and what I know is real, but I do know when I dream there. And when I sing of you, you seem to disappear. I'm gonna let on you this time around. I wanna bet on you. You know I really do. I'm gonna dream of you. It's all I ever want, but I can stay with you. Like the time when you held my hand, making plans about our